What is up, everybody? We're going back in time. I'm Lady Ninja, and then I got the hairstyle guy with me. How's it going?
He's hairstyle guy.
And then we got the Pook Ninja.
Take me away. I don't mind because we going back in time. We're going back to the 80s with Garbage Pail Kids, BMX bikes, G.I. Joe, Atari, NES, real arcades, man.
Yep.
Oh, yeah.
Hell yeah, WWF when it was good, you know. That's the 80s was awesome.
Oh, yeah. It really was. I love the 80s. Even the hairstyles was weird. I love the 80 bands. The 80 metal bands were really awesome.
Mullets, rat's tails.
Rat tails, hell yeah. I always wanted a rat tail. I never got one. What's up, Gonzo?
Gonzo! How you doing?
As a kid, I always wanted a rat tail because, like, a lot of the kids in my neighborhood have one. I don't know. I mean, it looks stupid now, but when I was 8, 9, 10 years old, I wanted a rat tail. My mom said, "Hell no! You're a rat tail. We're gonna put your head in a trap." You know. I should try to grow my hair out and get me a rat tail. Bring it back.
Was the mullet part of the 80s or was it 90s?
That was the 80s, wasn't it? Yeah.
I think it was
a little bit of the 80s, a little in between there.
Yeah, that, and it's like, oh my God.
I can't do a mullet these days. I don't have the middle hair, but I don't have the hair on top anymore. But
he had to fight for a rat tail.
Oh, I know, Gonzo. My mom wouldn't let me have one. I never did get one. I tried. She always had like that stupid little, like for a while in the 80s, I had like that stupid bowl cut, you know, like my mom took a popcorn bowl, put it over my head, and then cut my hair. You know what I mean?
Oh my God.
It was like a haircut kids had in the 70s. You know, I had like an outdated haircut until I finally got older and could do my own hair. And then I had like feathered hair. I went feathered in the front and then like the longer hair and stuff, you know. But
oh my God.
Yeah, I had a bowl cut as a kid. I looked like a damn shame. It was like that kid. I forget the name. What's the show? 8 is Enough. The little boy. I don't know the kid's name, but I had that kind of haircut. And my mom, that's so cute. I'm thinking, it ain't cute. You know? I have kids at school yeah, I go have kids at school put me in a headlock because of my stupid bowl cut, you know. But yeah, I was rocking the bowl cut, unfortunately. You know?
Oh, Boston Spencer's coming on. Bada boom.
Oh, hold up one second.
Oh, hi.
There he is.
Hey, Boston. How you doing?
What's up, guys? How y'all doing today?
I'm doing all right. How you doing?
I'm doing good.
Did you ever have the rat tail back in the 80s?
Yeah, I remember those.
Rat tail, man. I always wanted one. Gonzo said he didn't. It wasn't until like 7th grade he got to choose his own haircut.
I thought you did have a rat tail, though. I thought you did have one.
Nah, just the one that was surgically removed when I was a baby. No.
So your mother or father cut it off, said, nope.
Yeah, they cut it off a mutant.
Oh, my God.
No, I always wanted the rat tail as a kid because a lot of the other kids and some of my cousins had one. I had one of them stupid ass bowl cuts in the 80s, man. For you know, looked like my mom took a big Tupperware bowl, put on my head, and cut around it, you know.
I had the scrunchies, you know, like you put your hair in a ponytail as scrunchies.
Yeah,
I had those, and
I had the mushroom cut for the longest time, but yeah, for about a good 10 years, and then all of a sudden, let's try something different.
Right.
I couldn't stand my hair, man, and my hair would grow like it'd get real thick back
when I did have hair in high school, I would like let it grow that long, you know, up to my right here. You know, I never let it get past my shoulders, but I always let it like.
Yeah, man. I had long. Once I could decide what I want to do with my own hair. By then, the rat tails were out, so I had long hair and feathered in the front for a long time.
So you went to Billy Ray size, right?
I didn't have a full mullet though. But
you didn't have a full mullet.
Yeah.
Don't
Yeah,
break
that's
my
fair.
heart.
I hate you,
hurt.
her.
I hated that
You just
song
don't
after a
wanna
while.
understand.
I hated that song after a while. It's like that's all the song you
You
ever
can
heard.
break my heart, my achy breaky heart.
I remember they had like this little dance thing. It was a country dance thing. I got talked into going to a country dance thing. This was in the 90s, though. And they played that song like 10 times in 2 hours. I'm like, man, I got to get out of this place. This ain't for me. This might be for other folks. That's fine and dandy, but it ain't good.
Yeah. That's some messed up shit.
Man, yeah, the 80s, man. Like I said, man, I had the mushroom cut, bowl cut, whatever you want to call it.
Yep.
I was we got great Harry Barnett in the house.
Yay, boy.
I'm live right now, but just wanted to say hi to Poop Ninja and Mrs. Poop. Thank you, Harry. Harry's
Thank
live
you,
right
Harry.
now with Chondo. I think they're talking DC and Young Rock, which I do enjoy. Young Rock. I finally. I didn't watch it when it first came out, but the first 3 seasons here, I just like watched completely in a row. What's that they call that? You
Binge watching?
binge watch. I binge
You're
watch.
welcome.
And it's a great show. I mean, I like it. I mean, it's good. It's better than I thought it would be. So yeah. So what's up, Harry? But yeah, 80s, man. I was like, I was an arcade brat, and this was back in the arcade when you could smoke. There'd be adults, there'd be teenagers, there'd be little kid brats like me. Yeah, man, it was a seedy place, man. I mean,
It's just like Back to the Future when they was talking about this in 2015, supposedly back then. It's like, what, do you use hands with this? That's uncool. You're not
the wild gunman. Yeah, the wild
I
gunman.
know, that was hilarious. Back to the Future, that was hilarious.
Oh, yeah. Man.
Yeah.
That come out in the 80s, didn't it? Or close to it?
Back to the Future
Yeah.
did,
88, 89, something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you had Wayne's World. I love the Wayne's World movies.
Oh yeah, that's classic.
Wayne's World.
That was a pretty good one too. Beverly Hills Cop, don't forget about that. That was classic too.
Yeah.
Excellent.
The
Beverly
Goonies.
Hills Cop 1, 2.
Goonies, yes.
Goonies.
Oh, Goonies ruled, yeah.
TMNT.
Yep. Yep.
The first one came out in the 80s. I think the second.
Don't forget about that one. That was good too, huh?
Yeah.
A lot of classic movies of the 80s.
Oh yeah, a lot of good music in the 80s, like
a lot of good humor,
like Van Halen and Kiss, and Poison.
Yep.
Under Siege with Steven Seagal.
Steven Seagal is a classic actor. Okay. Steven Seagal is a classic actor.
I love. You know what? I like. I know Steven Seagal's kind of a a joke nowadays and stuff, but I enjoyed those movies. Like Above the Wall, and unless the one he had the pool balls and started kicking everybody's ass with the pool balls.
I don't remember that one.
That was one of those, man. He had a lot of them.
Yeah.
Those movies. They were good.
Seemed like every time you turn around there was a Steven Seagal movie.
Hell yeah.
An action movie when they go into they got the cue balls and the pool table. Stuff's gonna happen over there. They're gonna get.
It's going down in the pool hall.
Hell yeah.
What's up, Moon over Miami? Hope you're doing well today.
Yep.
Jean-Claude Van Damme was a favorite of mine, like Bloodsport.
I've always said this about Jean-Claude Van Damme, and I've always said this about Steven Seagal. If you compared the two fighting, it's like this. If you did a weapons fight, Steven Seagal wins every time. But if you do the hand-to-hand combat, Jean-Claude Van Damme wins every time.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, most definitely, man.
I mean, that's the best way to describe it.
Van Damme, Van Damme to me, I know he's an actor, but he was actually like pretty well fit and pretty much a badass. Where Steven Seagal, he made up his own martial art, and he was kind of a laughed at a little bit. But I thought his movies were good. That's all I'm judging him on, is his movies.
Right.
Yeah.
I'm not.
Steven Seagal had so much hair product in his hair, with just you could see your own reflection of his hair.
Jean-Claude Van Damme, Bloodsport. That was like my favorite movie.
I like the Bloodsport movie. That was a hell of a movie,
And Kickboxer.
You break my record, now I break you. Like I break your friend.
I break my record, now I break you. And he's wearing his friend's bandana on his leg and shit.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Didn't Karate Kid come out in the 80s? I
Yeah.
love the Karate Kid
Yep.
movies.
1984 came out.
I can't wait till the last Cobra Kai comes out. I'm
I
gonna
think
be
I
sad.
enjoy
Cobra Kai is pretty good. I like it. It's brought back all the old characters. I like
Mhm.
the Karate Kid 1. I like the Karate Kid 2. They both were good because they fought Chosen. Then Chosen comes back to Cobra Kai and trains him. He numbs all of his arms and legs. And then he pays him back. You know how in the Karate Kid 2 he did like this, honk honk. He does the same to LaRusso, honk
Yep.
honk.
No retreat, no
No
surrender.
surrender.
Guys, Fist of the North Star.
Yeah.
Oh God, that was a cool anime, Fist of the North Star. Because actually, Pook Ninja got me into anime. That was my first anime, Fist of the North Star.
That was my first anime. There was a comic book store that opened up down by my house, and me and my little brother went down. And the guy said, "Have you ever watched?" He didn't call it anime; he called it like Japanese animation, same thing. And he showed and then he showed me this VHS tape and they had Fist of the North Star, and I'm like, man, I gotta have a copy of that. So I went and bought it. He had like a catalog he used to order out of, and then he ordered me a copy. That was my first anime, was Fist of the North Star, and then Vampire Hunter D.
Oh yeah,
those were two like they talk about a good way to start off anime though. Yeah, they're really good.
I mean, I like the, like mechs, like Robotech. I kind of got into that a little bit and stuff, but I was more into the violent, bloody animes like Fist North Star and stuff.
There was this weird anime from the 80s. It's cool though. It's called MD Geist.
Mm-hmm.
The mech designs are awesome, but they go into the Brain Palace. Everybody, we're going to go to the Brain Palace and deactivate the brain, and then all the robots are going to not work anymore. But we're going to Brain Palace, everybody.
Was that with the Guyver? That one with the Guyver, that was good, or like Ninja Scroll, stuff like that.
Oh, that one was good.
Oh yeah, Ninja Scroll. Yeah.
Akira, can't forget
Akira. I love Akira.
You know the craziest thing? I mean, I watched that not that long ago, and it still holds up really nice. The animations.
Hey, different styles.
It's a sweet.
Styles, what's up, brother? How you doing, man?
Yeah.
What's up, different styles?
Oh.
I just wanted to thank you for that tribute video that you did. God, what was it, last month or something? I never got around thinking. I think I messaged you about that, but thank you anyway for that nice tribute to Fat Ninja there.
Oh yeah,
that was beautiful. Yeah, thank you.
Rest in peace, Fat Ninja. We love you.
Rest in peace.
Always remember you. Always.
But man,
they don't make too many great guys like that.
No, they don't.
But the short time that I got to know him, I gotta say, it feels like you knew him forever. He made you feel that way.
No, I knew him for 5-6 months, and I had a video session with him, and he was just, it was just like he was like my best friend, like I known him forever. It was, yeah.
I knew him almost a year, but the thing is, I met him and Pook, through, which I won't say one name, but I'll say Pesci the other.
Right.
That's how I got to know him.
One name you don't want to say right now. There's some heat going on.
I don't want to say that name. I won't say that name, but you know what I'm talking about.
Cake Bunsen.
Cake, yeah. Cake gets his name.
We gotta use code words. Yes.
Well, I've been in enough trouble over that one, so I don't want to get in no more trouble.
Somebody sent me a link.
I'm on probation with that one, by the way.
Somebody sent me a link today with a bunch of videos with him and what's going on. I'm like, holy shit. I'm glad I don't have anything to do with Jake, man.
I don't either. Like I said, I've been on probation with that since Christmas. I'll just say it that way.
Yeah, we wish him well.
Yeah.
We wish him well.
Well, and if you go back to the 80s, Jake wasn't born yet, so.
No, yeah, none of that.
That guy can go down there.
Could you imagine him in the 80s? That would have been classic,
Oh, yeah.
He wasn't even a cum stain in his daddy's pants yet. He wasn't born until 90-something, I don't think.
I know, right?
Now, Nintendo came out like 89, wasn't it?
Guys, I just bought my Nintendo. It just came out 3 weeks ago.
Yeah, 85.
Brand new. Did you guys ever hear of it? Nintendo Entertainment System?
Oh,
yes.
Just like we know movies are great. We knew that movies were great. We knew music was great. We also had great boxing back then, which wasn't heavyweights. It was the,
Mike Tyson, man.
Oh, Mike Tyson, yeah.
Mike Tyson was good, but also like the welterweight, or middleweight. I can't remember, but Sugar Ray Leonard, Marvin Hagler, Roberto Duran. Then you had Thomas Hearns. Great boxers.
Sugar Ray was quick. He was quick
He was
and
quick.
strong.
And Marvin Hagler was just power. He was just a power, hitter and everything else, And then you had Thomas Hearns and Marvin Hagler. Them 3 rounds of fighting, man. That was one of the best matches ever. They were
sorry guys, how old's Hogan? He still looks
God.
He looks good.
He's got to be in his 70s, I would think, today.
Yeah, because I was a kid when I watched him wrestling.
Late 60s, early 70s, guys.
I saw a video, I think it was like last week or something. He's got his own like bar he does karaoke or something, and he still looks great. And didn't he just recently
he was on Raw.
He did like a thing at the WWE, is it?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
He showed up and did a speech or something, and man, he's up there, but he looks great. And he was with Jake the Snake, I think. They were doing a little speech there.
Yep.
Oh,
69. I knew he's somewhere close to 70.
You said 69.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, man. Hogan, though, he had some. I don't know if it was before or after this Raw 30th, that Raw appearance for the 30th anniversary of Raw, but he had some kind of surgery, and now he's walking with a cane because he can't feel his back.
Oh.
Yeah,
he can't feel like from the middle lower back down, I guess.
Oh, wow.
Hogan.
Well, Gonzo.
Hogan,
Yeah, thank you, Gonzo. Having updates on Hogan. Thank you, Mr. Gonzo.
Yeah, he's having a hard time. I've seen him, he's walking with a cane, and I've seen the news on it. He's finally slowing down. I mean, after so many years.
Yeah.
Then look at Ric Flair. He's still going, right?
He's still going.
Ric Flair wrestling.
Remember that video I sent, by the way? A lady said, "I don't know who you are, but I want a picture with you."
I seen that, man. I seen that.
And he rejected her.
He said, hell.
Hey, you better know who I am. I'm Ric Flair.
How do you not know who Ric Flair is?
I do not know who Ric Flair is, man.
I know. Even people who don't watch wrestling knows who Ric Flair is.
I mean, even like NFL teams and shit do the Ric Flair. Do a flare. Give me a flare. They do. Everybody knows who Ric Flair is.
Woo!
Fucking Snoop Dogg and Ric Flair and they do then they got like a marijuana business or something, right?
Oh yeah, when it comes to Snoop Dogg, he does a lot of smoking.
They got like some kind of brand. I don't know what it's called. Some brand of
Snoop brand.
It could be Snoop weed or something. I don't know what it's called, but there's some kind of connection with Ric Flair.
His niece wrestles, by the way. What's her name again?
Oh, Sasha Banks.
Yeah, that's his niece here. And then you got Charlotte Flair, which is Ric Flair's daughter. Ashley, real name, but
Sasha's out of WWE now. She's going by Mercedes something.
Drip.
By Mercedes.
Drip.
It's called the Drip. There's some kind of thing that Ric Flair and Snoop Dogg and I don't know who else is involved in, but
dang.
I thought the Drip was something that you get cream for and put it on your dick.
Oh my God!
I thought that was like something from the disease. I thought.
It's my wonder.
Bad, bro.
It's my wonder.
Man, I was with this girl and I caught a case of the Drip, right? I mean,
Is that what it's called now? What the fuck?
Flair Drip or something like that. Yeah. I know Snoop has something in with it. And so, I mean, it's kind of weird because Hogan was more famous in the 80s. And now in 2023, Flair is more famous, which you think.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm just still shocked they're both alive, to be honest. But.
Oh, yeah,
and then Hogan went bad, right? He went bad like, what was it, the early 2000s or late 90s?
Mid 90s.
Yeah.
He turned heel actually around like 96 and to 98. And believe it or not, he gained way more popularity in that time than he ever was Hulkamania. Some people think he was hated, but he wasn't. He drew more fans than ever before.
Yeah. Yeah, NWO was popular, man.
I
People
mean, this
Oh,
guy
yeah.
Drew. You know what's even more funny for his heel turns? I know he's got nothing to do with the '80s, but I'll say Stone Cold Steve Austin when he was heel, joined Vince
Yeah.
McMahon, he could never be hated. He tried so hard to be hated, and fans still cheered him on. Stone Cold could not get hated by no means. Even when he beat his,
Pesci?
what's up, Pesci? How you doing, brother?
Oh man,
What's going on, brother?
How's it going?
I keep jumping. I keep jumping voices here. I'm like the '80s hairstyle guy, and then
yeah, it's hard to stay in character, man. Like when I put the mask on, I have to stay in character, you know. It's the Mecca Hudson, baby. We got some hard times, but the good times is better than the hard times you will.
Drake Hudson, I'm after you again.
Oh shit!
So be careful, man. Go get sued.
I'm gonna sue you. I'm gonna sue your family. I'm gonna sue everything. I'm gonna have all your fucking money.
Jake said, I'm suing you. I'm suing your mama. I'm suing the school system. I'm suing the state of Mississippi. I'm suing the manufacturers of my trailer.
guys, I'm just glad that we're all together here, brothers and sisters, dudes and dudettes.
Yeah,
We're here on the stream today.
That's totally, dude. MTV was a big thing back in the 80s.
That started in the 80s, yeah.
Yeah, because it's like MTV now is just all reality shit.
I used to watch it.
Ted Bader's Ball. I loved all that.
Yep.
You know, but now it's like,
Yeah, they had the cool music videos, and if you remember, WWF did a bunch of stuff with MTV and Cyndi Lauper, the rock and wrestling thing.
Yeah.
That was badass, because I remember we got our cable cut off because my parents couldn't pay the bill or didn't pay the bill. I had to go over to my friend's house and watch that rock and wrestling show that they had. Yeah.
VH1 was good
too. The 80s. Remember the Dire Straits? I want my MTV. That's a cool video. I don't care, man.
I want my MTV. I bet you were thinking that song. You had to go to your friend's house, like I want my TV.
Man, we went like 6 months one time without cable. I couldn't watch like NWA wrestling on TBS. I couldn't watch MTV. I couldn't watch wrestling on USA. I could only watch the Superstars of Wrestling and Wrestling Challenge that came on the local channels on Friday and Saturday nights.
Yep.
That sucked, man. I remember that. I remember I was like 12 or 13. I was like, I had a paper out. I was like, if I give you the money, will you turn the cable back on? I don't even know how much it was, but I'll be like, I'll give you somebody from in there. They wouldn't do it though until they finally did it.
Oh, dang.
Yeah, man, that was hard going without some cable. I know it sounds like crap because some people went without food. You know, I'm bitching about no cable, but
no cable for you.
I remember having no TV for like, my parents canceling TV, for a week or something. But that felt like forever because, at the time, that's all I used to do was watch TV.
Yeah, they canceled for like 6 months. I was like, no USA Cartoon Express on Sunday morning.
Yep.
And All American Wrestling in the 80s would come on.
No G.I. Joe for you.
No G.I. Joe for you, mister.
G.I. Joe, Ghostbusters. So many good cartoons.
Oh, yeah.
And that's in order.
Yes.
It's pretty good.
I love Sergeant Slaughter. Believe it or not, he was so good as a face, but as a heel, oh my God, he was a classic.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
he did that Iraqi character, and he got Jenna Adnan, who in real life hated Iraq, but could speak the languge perfectly.
He was, He was General Adnan was Sheik Adnan Al Casey, like in AWA and other promotions.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
He did with Sergeant Slaughter before.
Yeah.
Right.
Gonzo says when the
Warriors, right? With the big spiked shoulder pads and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
They were kind of cool.
The Road Warriors, yeah, that's the Legion of Doom WWE, but Road Warriors everywhere else, yeah. And these guys actually look tough and were tough.
Mm-hmm. Gonzo said it sucks when the parents said no pay-per-view because we owed money.
Oh, I know. We always chipped in, like me, actually Fat Ninja sometimes. And
Yeah,
other
we all
kids from
chipped
the
in.
hood, my cousins, we chip in like little monies we had from what.
Well, most teens actually worked back then, right?
Yeah, I always had it. So I've worked since I was like 12, 13 years old.
So
Yeah.
you could chip in and help the parents out then, huh?
They didn't like it. They would only accept it if they needed it, like really needed it. But like cable or something, they wouldn't accept it. But
so it's like a pride thing. It was like a pride thing, basically. They feel bad if they take money from you.
Yeah, but it's like pay-per-views though. We'd all chip in and get it at somebody's house, whether it be mine or one of theirs or whatever.
Actually, some actually loves it. Some would actually love it if their kids give them money after work.
Yeah,
right.
Which I see you're opposite on that end.
I remember the first pay-per-view we ever got was WrestleMania 3 from '87 at the Pontiac Silverdome. Andre and Hogan, Macho Man and Ricky Steamboat, and all that good stuff.
That was actually the best match. It wasn't Andre Hogan best match. It was Ricky Steamboat versus Randy Savage.
Steamboat and
Randy Savage will tell you that was the best match he ever had, and he always wanted to top that match.
Yeah.
That's a hard match to top.
Shawn Michaels and him, if Vince would have let him do it, could have been close to it.
I think Steamboat and Flair in the NWA for the NWA World Title was actually. They had three or four series of matches that were televised. The one I can't remember which one it was, but the one was better than Savage and Steamboat. I think that was Steamboat's greatest match I seen.
Yeah,
that was a good one, and also Steamboat versus William Regal. Steve Regal at the time in the early '90s was good.
Yeah,
I like those matches too.
Oh yeah, man! Fucking Steve Regal, Lord Steven Regal, William Regal, whatever you want to call him, man. He was great. Steamboat was great too, So.
And his butler, which is known famously in Memphis, was Bill Dundee.
Yep, superstar Bill Dundee. Yeah.
What do you guys think of, like, compared to the 80s and 90s wrestling? Would you say it's lost something from today's stuff? Like, do you think it's?
Oh yeah, they lost their edge. Like even back in the DX era, they actually went to the other wrestling promotion. They were going to invade it.
It was like looking back,
it's still entertaining and stuff, but it's nowhere. It's
not like when I looking back now, what I seen in the '80s, and it was almost like the Wild West of wrestling. Like they didn't script all these interviews. These wrestlers, they'd come up with this crazy shit themselves.
They sent you out there and they said, you either come up with something good. If you suck, then I'm gonna pull the plug on you. You'll never be able to
like you've got a minute and 20 seconds to shoot this interview. Talk about this match and this match in this town. Go. That's it.
Yeah.
They just had so much energy, in the 80s and 90s, and
cocaine. Might get. But no, I don't know, man. It's different though. It's a whole different.
Wrestling was so believable in the '80s too, because if you look at Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan for an example, you would think these two hated each other because they were that good, but they were best friends in real life.
Yeah, they actually, when Heenan left, they hugged that backstage and cried and stuff because
they cried off the camera. Yeah. After Gorilla Monsoon threw him out, you're fired. What a better way to leave. If you're
Styles is right. Styles is right. In the '80s, you could get shot for being a heel. That's right.
Rowdy Piper
I agree.
was a good one. On Piper's Pit, where he had an interview with that Jimmy Supersize Snuka. And he beats his ass too.
He said, them coconuts are like your women. He said, frothy on top and round on the bottom, or something like that. And then he took the coconut, and then he's making fun of Snuka. And Jimmy Snuka goes, "Are you making fun of me?" And Piper's like, "Oh no, I wouldn't make fun of you." Wham! Hit him in the head with the coconut. The whole set fell. I was like, "Shit." That's good shit, man. That's good shit.
You know what's even cooler with when I mentioned Bobby Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon? They tried to put Jesse Ventura and Gorilla Monsoon together, but the thing is, it's like Gorilla almost didn't want to work with Jesse. It's like he almost was bored. Never sold anything, Jesse said. He just acted bored every time. Like the Hogan Savage match of the WrestleMania 5. I heard those two announce, and Gorilla wasn't really having much to do with Jesse as much.
Yeah, Gonzo said when they threw Heenan out of Raw and his suitcase bursted open. There was like inside the suitcase was like toilet paper and like shit he stole, toothpaste. Because he's like yelling, "My belongings, my belongings!" I remember that shit. That's
the funny thing about Heenan and Gorilla Monsoon in prime time is when he dressed as Santa one year, and then he made fun of Santa, said there's no Santa. Santa's a sham. And then Roddy Piper snapped at him. That was his last primetime show and beat up Heenan.
Yeah, I remember that.
Roddy Piper and Heenan, even though they were friends, but they played like they hated each other big time. Piper acted like anytime he looked at Heenan, he wanted to punch him.
Yeah, that was like my favorite wrestling show there for a while. Was primetime wrestling in the 80s, man. That was good stuff.
Gorilla Monsoon and Bobby Heenan.
Who is the voodoo guy?
Papa
Shango, who would become Kama. He would become Kama, Colonel Masapa on the National Domination, then the Godfather.
Yep.
Yeah, he was whenever he came on, I'm like, that guy is cool.
Yeah, he was cool, man. So,
man, curse on the Warrior.
Oh, that was weird. If the Warrior started throwing up and shit, it looked like PC.
Yeah. Man.
That was great. Looked like.
Here's another one who wasn't, a top star, but the Repo Man. He was.
Oh
funny
God,
too.
Yeah, I loved him. I loved him.
I wish he would have joined Money Inc. You remember how you had Ted DiBiase and IRS?
Repo Man. Yeah, it makes
if they would have had the Repo Man join them, that would have been awesome. And I'll tell you why. Because you'd have a rich man, a tax man, and a repo man.
Collections guy, yeah.
I always got a kick out of the 1, 2, 3 kick because he was a fast little bugger, Like that was the first time I had seen that. He's doing flips and he's all over the place.
Yeah, man.
All these other wrestlers are like the big guys, and they're just like, "I'm gonna get you," but it's gonna take me a second to get over there.
There was another wrestling organization that 1, 2, 3 Kid came from called Global Wrestling Federation. He wrestled as the Lightning Kid, and that's where I first seen him. So when he showed up on Raw, I knew who he was. I'm like, shit, that's Lightning Kid, And then they had him lose, and then he beat Razor Ramon for that upset.
All right,
we go into the store with Styles.
Then we're gonna go to Walmart, Styles. Yeah, buy me some stuff.
Go different Styles.
Come on, buy me some stuff, Styles. You can mail it.
Some pork chops.
You rich man. We need some food. Bring it over.
Oh, yeah? We'll give you our addresses.
We want pork chops. Pork chops and mashed
food.
potatoes, man. Pork chops and taters. Yeah, Shango was cool. Lightning Kid. Yeah, Lightning Kid. And 1, 2, 3 Kid. And X-Pac and all 6 and all the other names he got.
Get those chili cheese chips. Whatever were they?
The chili cheese Walmart Fritos. They're actually pretty good. They're actually pretty good.
You can still buy me some stuff. Now, come on. You're going to the regular grocery store. Keep me handing.
And that woman got me them Walmart chili cheese chips. Spitting them out.
That shit was hilarious when you did that.
Yeah, I mean to do more of them. I just never get around to it. It's hard.
Yeah.
I saw the bag the other day. I'm like, Pook. It's
Easy.
They're actually pretty good. Hey, what's up, Easy Digging? Yes.
What's up?
Yes.
Smash that like button into submission. Put it like in a sharpshooter. Make it give up.
Hell yeah.
Smash it, crack it, shake it.
Crack it like it.
Break them.
Mm-hmm.
Cool. What's up, Easy? Hope you're doing good today, man. Hope you're doing
I guess you must have had a lot of snow from plowing.
Man, it's cold out here.
I know. It's fucking cold out here.
But like I said, just put a barbecue pit there and then also put your beer in the snow. You're perfect.
There you go.
My ass be going in and play video games. Fuck that.
I'll stay in the house, man.
You stay in the house.
I'm easy to find.
I thought you would be making snow angels or something.
Well, hell no. He ain't going outside. Now, come on.
In the snow and start.
I'm in Canada and I hate the winter. I'm not a fan of the
I hate the winter too. I hate driving in it. I hate dealing with it. It's like, ugh.
Yeah.
When I was a kid, I used to like the winter, but I think once I got like my 30s or something, I'm like, man, fuck this winter shit.
When you gotta shovel it and drive in it, yeah, it's like, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And now being 48, man, the cold gets to you sometimes. It's like, man, I didn't used to be like that, but now
any injuries you get, you gonna feel it now, though.
Yep. Now I know why now I know why all the old people go to Florida and shit, Arizona, because they like, it gets shit to handle. I didn't understand that when I was in my 20s. I'm like, man, fuck them, man. The winter ain't that bad.
We're going to Florida to get those chili cheese chips.
A lot of people move to Florida. Some people move to California. They move
Arizona. Man.
We need to buy those chili cheese chips and have him be on the show sometime.
The bad part was those chips are actually pretty damn good. I had to act like I didn't like them.
Oh, sorry,
Easy. Hope you got some boots, man.
Yeah, hopefully you got some boots and layered up on some socks.
Put them combat boots on. You'll be good.
I gotta get me some steel toe boots. My boots all wore out. I just got Reeboks right now. I gotta get me some boots. I just haven't done it. I spent all my money on video games instead.
Yeah, I know.
Video games and cigars. So
I just get the cheapest
cigars.
I get the cheapest cigarettes,
cigar. I ain't smoked almost a year.
No,
I haven't smoked since I had my son. That was 24 years ago. So.
Since last February for me, I haven't smoked.
Man, I was
a year for me.
I didn't even start smoking until I was like my mid-30s.
Mm-hmm.
I think as a teenager, I smoked twice, literally, a couple times. But it helps me relax. It helps me chill, so I enjoy it. So it's like, fuck it. By the time I get
help me chill.
There you go, man. By the time I get cancer, I'm gonna be 80 years old. I ain't gonna give a fuck anyways. I'm gonna be 80 years old, right? I mean, I ain't gonna care.
Oh, I can see you now going up to your video game, Pook. Like,
I'm trying to play a game. Hurry up!
My back hurts. Help me, grandkids.
As long as I don't
get to my video game quick.
As long as I don't get arthritis in my hands and fingers, I'll be all right. Sit there and play my games.
Yeah.
Hey, son, grandchild, turn on that game, please. I gotta play me a game, damn it.
That's right.
We're gonna be the hippest, oldest guys. When we get old, we're gonna be hip guys.
Yep.
We're gonna be awesome. We're gonna be one of those awesome, cool old people, not these old cranky bastards now. That the old people want to run you over.
In my days, we didn't have video games. You're too old for video games. You must quit playing.
When we get old, we're going to be talking like, what's up, dude? What's up going on there? Oh, my back.
Yeah.
Man.
In my days, I never listened to that heavy metal music. How dare you?
Back in my day, we were listening to Limp Bizkit now.
We didn't have punk rock when it's funny, the generation before the 80s, we didn't have punk rock back then. I said, yeah, you had the Doors who did drugs, you had Jimi Hendrix, you had bullshit. You lie, people.
So you go back to the 80s. Any of you guys were Atari? Did you guys ever get into Atari?
I played Atari.
Yeah,
I started Sega myself.
Started the Genesis. Yeah.
I mean, I know that's before. I know y'all did games before me, but I'm just saying Sega's when I started. I did the Sega first. I did Sonic 1, 2, and 3.
Yep.
Then I did Sonic Knuckles.
Yep.
What were you gonna say,
Those
Jason?
are my favorites. Sonic.
My friend had the Atari, and we played some games over there in the basement.
Dang, easy.
Crazy old guy with
when he gets that age.
Kind of like South Park. South Park.
I gotta get to my video game. It's taking me. It's taking me
video game now.
Get off my lawn and bring me.
You know what used to take you 5 minutes to get there is automatically taking you 20 minutes to get to that video game. What used to take 5 minutes. Oh, I gotta get to that game somehow.
I'm going to the game now.
Yeah, like what Easy's saying, man. ColecoVision, then Atari. I started off with Texas Instrument computer TI 99 4A, and then I got a ColecoVision that had an attachment that let you play Atari games on the Coleco. So we had a Coleco and an Atari, and that's what we had for years until the Nintendo came out. Which I mean, Nintendo came out in '85, but we didn't get it in our area till like probably in '87. About '87. So
I think I got mine in '89 or '88, I think, because I was like in grade 1 or when I got mine, I think.
Yeah. I got the NES with the Gyromite, Duck Hunt, the robot, the gun, the 2 controllers, and the Nintendo. I didn't get the one with Super Mario Brother. That was later.
I did.
You got the Mario Duck. That's almost everybody got the Mario Duck Hunt one.
Yeah.
I had the longest wire for it. That the blaster was just like that wire. It just went forever. It could wrap around everything. You could wrap a body and just like
we're trying to shoot. I remember like my little brother, cousin was shooting. They trying to shoot turn the microwave on and shoot it, thinking it would blow the microwave up. And shoot it at different things, light bulb and shit, thinking they go.
At least they were shooting the microwave, at least it's that way. At least somebody's not putting aluminum foil or peanut butter sandwiches in there.
Right.
That's true.
That's true.
I used to think I was the best Duck Hunt player. I'd put the gun right to the screen. I'm like,
oh yeah, me too.
I get them every time.
Yeah, me too. I'm like, I'm hitting all these bitches. Yes.
I was also into Hogan's Alley too. That's a good one.
Yeah.
With the police thing, and then you got to shoot that can and do the different. I used to play that one a lot too. And I had me and my brother got that for Christmas of '87, and then we had Christmas money. We went and got Excite Bike and Pro Wrestling for the NES. Yeah, I mean that was set because like we used to play Excite Bike at the arcade, and then Pro Wrestling is a good wrestling game, one of the best. So I mean. We were set for a while.
I remember when Contra just came out, and I forget how old I was, but people were telling me about it like at the park at school. Hey, guess what, guys? Come on over here, guys. You know what? I just played Contra, the new game, and guess what the last boss is, guys? It's a Hurt. And I was just like, what? A Hurt? What the hell?
I just remember that game was hard as hell, and then finally someone I knew that had a Nintendo Power subscription.
How do we do that, Poke Ninja? He wants to pop in.
The link doesn't work via Messenger. I can put the link in the chat.
He says he's going to put the link in chat. Easy digging.
Yeah, just answer it for him. I mean, don't let anybody you don't know on. If it's somebody,
I know. I don't do that. I don't play that.
You're
kind of like that.
Homie, for that one,
I don't play that.
You're gonna end up with some goat porno or something. Somebody will flash on there.
Oh God,
some bullshit.
Goat porno, really? You're so bad.
Remember at the school years, we were like passing codes. We were passing codes for Mortal Kombat 2. It's like, I got this fatality here, guys. You want this? We're like passing all the.
Oh yeah, Mortal Kombat was a shit. Yeah, Mortal Kombat was a shit. I wasn't very good at it. I wasn't very good at it.
You're gonna hear an
echo.
got
my ass kicked. I always got my ass kicked. Yeah, I wasn't very good at it.
When I'd pick like random people, but I was good with Jax. I was unstoppable with Jax. Like when I get pissed at Mortal Kombat, okay, I lost a couple rounds. Okay, it's Jax time. I'm picking Jax. And he does that crazy
Jax time.
Okay, easy. There's a link.
Come on in.
Come on in. Join the madness.
Join the madness.
Join the madness.
He's coming.
Ninja. Oh yeah.
I remember though when we finally got Atari, and then my uncle, on my mom's side, my mom's brother, he played video games too, even though he was a lot older. He played video games. And he told us one day, he said, someday instead of this Atari, you're gonna have games that look like the games on the arcade. And I'm like, no, it's not gonna get better than Atari, man. We're like, no, Defender. And
I remember looking through the Super Nintendo Power, and looking through screenshots. The Super Nintendo's first coming out, and I remember looking through screenshots of Final Fight, and I was just like, "Oh my god!" I was blown. Yeah.
Yeah. But it was like we thought Atari was going to be the best ever. We figured we'd be like 50 years old playing Atari only,
Yeah.
And then the Atari Nintendo came out. We're like, oh shit, this is the
shit,
arcade.
Nintendo's a shit.
Nintendo's like the arcade, right? So
Hey.
we got Nintendo, and then Sega Genesis in '89 came out. And
Yep.
I love the Sega. I still love the Sega Genesis. This is one of my favorite.
I love Genesis.
I mean,
When Sonic came out, I was always all about Mario, but when Sonic came out for the Sega Genesis, oh my god, like
that shit was the bomb.
Yeah.
When in '89, when the Genesis came out and it was packed in with Altered Beast, and I used to play Altered Beast at the Sega Timeout arcade, I'm like, man, I gotta have that.
Mm-hmm.
And, I didn't know.
Do you have Phantasy Star 2? That thing is the hardest freaking RPG. You ever played that?
It's pretty hard. Oh yeah, man, I love it. It came with a hint book. When you bought it new, it came with a hint book.
With a hint book? Yeah, I don't have the hint book.
You're fucked then.
Now, speaking of Fat Ninja, that was a Fat Ninja game there. Fast Star.
Easy. He's in the house.
What's up, Easy?
How's it going, Easy?
Hey, see, I told you I have my headband still.
Say no, yes. Say no to drugs. They corrupt your brain.
Just say no.
Robot voice.
Say no to YouTube's copyright policies and
Yeah, right.
the ones they keep dinging me on.
Chat, hell, what are you doing? What's popping up?
My Jerry the King Lawler wrestling video got dinged. I had to email them, and I said, the copyright owners of that video, I actually have permission to put that on. And so they undid it, so now it's live again. But it got taken off for about 8 hours.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of these copyright strikes.
I didn't get a chance to watch it yet.
Yeah, it's on now. It came back on, but they tried to copyright it as WWE. WWE don't own that era of Memphis wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
Most of your copyrights are fake, actually, believe it or not. Most of them are all BS.
Yeah, that one was
Like
fake.
system.
I fought it. And then it was about 8 hours. The video was off. I mean, you couldn't watch it. It's back on now.
Wow.
You're like, I'm not taking no shit off nobody.
Not for that one, because I actually know who owns the library for those certain years. They don't own all of the Memphis stuff, but they own those certain years. Hey, what's up, Dan B? How you doing?
Sandwich.
Got the sandwiches for Fat
You
Ninja.
got the sandwiches.
Sandwiches. So Easy, man. We were talking about earlier about the Atari, man. Were you ever get into the Atari?
Oh yeah, put that ET on there and all that shit. Fucking evil.
Yeah, man. I was saying,
Everybody gets a free copy of ET here on the chat. Everybody. ET home.
Yeah.
Oh God.
ET. I didn't even know how to play that damn game at first. That game was hard to figure
Just
out.
following that.
You know what?
That's it.
Yeah, I was like,
I kind of enjoyed that game, though. As much flagged as it gets, I did kind of enjoy it when I was little. I was,
Yeah.
You got a new washer and dryer, man. That's what's up, man.
Oh God, yeah.
And back sore where you had to move all that shit. I know how that feels, man.
Yeah.
It's got
do that
fucked up back, bad
I've
discs
helped
and shit.
people move before. It sucks. Moving the washer, the dryers, and the couches, chairs. Ugh. I hate moving. I hate helping people
Old
move.
console TVs.
Yeah,
I've done that many times. Ugh.
Big old Curtis Mathis old school wood TV with that ain't a TV, that's furniture, man.
Well, the flat screens, thankfully, is easier to pick up. I mean, the regular TVs are
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Regular TVs suck picking up.
Yeah.
The washer felt like 10 tons of like the old washer,
Yeah.
like a lightweight. Yeah, man, it's crazy. And then they break down every 5 years. All these new washer and dryers. Every
They
5
don't
years.
make them very loud.
Like every 5 years, we gotta go buy a new one. Where back in the day, my mom and dad had the same one for 30 years or something. It's weird.
Yeah.
Yeah, the more electronic stuff.
My grandmother's refrigerator was from like 1965, or, you know what I mean? That thing still ran until she died.
Wow.
Yeah, we had an old refrigerator from like the 70s, one of those like avocado green color.
Yeah.
And it's still the only thing that messed up on it was the fan started freezing in the freezer. like you just bang on it, it'd be okay, you know, or go ahead and unplug it and clean it out, let it thaw out a little bit, and it'd be all right. That we decided not mess with it no more, because one time we both came home from work and we walk in the door, we hear stuck, and we thinking, man, that's gonna catch a fire.
Like she ain't gonna blow.
like a nuclear countdown, like the power plant going down, you know.
How long did it last?
So we ended up getting a new one, but other than that thing still worked. That was from early 70s of that avocado green.
How long did you have it for? How long did it last?
Years. We got it from my mom. My mom got it from my grandma, and then we had it for at least 4 or 5 years. That thing was generation. Yeah.
My grandmother's, she took it, she got a new one for the kitchen, put the old one in the basement, and just kept stuff in the freezer down there. And I mean, like I said, that thing ran until 2016. So I mean, 65 to 2016.
Hell yeah, man! They don't make them like that no more. It's like 5 years.
No, you got like 5 years out of one, you're done. Yeah, I mean, it's like cars, for an example, because you know they don't. You know how you used to bump into it and you never dented it. If you bump a new one, oh my god, you put it in and barely bump it, boom, gets a dent. Everything is so weak these days.
Yeah, they make it so damn cheap.
I mean, the metal's like freaking, you know, cigarette paper thin these days.
I know, right? Used to, if you bumped into a 70s car, you would have to take a baseball bat to dent it, and that was even hard. If you bump into a newer car, oh my god.
Oh yeah, the bumper collapses, explodes into 14,000 pieces. I mean, there's nothing left of it.
And the seats were so comfortable in the 80s. The 80s seats, it was like sitting at your grandma's couch.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Give me like an old late 70s, 80s Cadillac or Lincoln Continental or Buick Electric or something. Yeah, those are the cars right there, man.
Well, you know, the cars in the 50s are also very good too. I mean, they're the most expensive. They're more expensive than the ones in the today's world.
Yeah. Well, definitely the Chevys, you know, you get like a 57, 56 or something.
The Mustangs also.
Yeah.
Like that old 1966 song, Mustang Sally. You better slow your Mustang down.
Man, the stuff they make these appliances they make these days, they're made to be disposable. That's what it is. I mean, they purposely make them to last 5-6 years, and that's it.
Well, like Dan said, he could talk to his new washing machine with his phone. It's probably going to send him a message and be like, "Hey, I'm about to die. You're fucked.
You are fucked. No watch your phone.
5 years, good knowing you.
The phone for washing machine, no, that's stupid. I like the old ones where I can put money in and it's going to work.
Yeah, you could. Yeah, if you got to go get a part,
I'm not going to use this. Like, oh my god, my phone's dead. I need my clothes.
Wash my clothes, bitch. Wash it. I'm pushing the button on the phone.
You're going, Alexa, just wash my clothes.
Wash my fucking clothes.
Yeah, I don't need all the fancy stuff for appliances. Give me as basic as you can get. You know what I mean?
Oh, yeah.
I'd rather have it built good than all the extra shit. But.
Yeah, I like a dryer with a turn knob. I don't like all the things.
He said it's not.
You don't need a Bluetooth washing machine or whatever.
Yeah, no.
Yeah.
Hey man, damn washing machine start playing PlayStation 5 with you or something.
Oh, that'd be kind of cool.
All right, the screen on top of it,
Yeah, and then you play your game. You're like,
yeah, we'll have the washing machine on here next week.
That'll be the PlayStation 6. It'll have the washing machine capability.
Yes.
You can get a washer machine or a dishwasher for the kitchen, you know.
Yeah. There you go.
And a disco ball.
Disco ball. Yes. Comes with a few set of leg warmers. Oh hell yeah!
Didn't realize until I got inside and started to put it in the spot.
Oh, that it was a smart washer or whatever. Yeah.
That's like all the TVs have all now. If you go buy a new TV, even a cheap ass one, it's got all the like Roku stuff in it and stuff. Which I guess is cool, but I mean, most people already have that for on their PC or their game consoles or whatever. You know.
Yeah.
That's one thing now. The flat screen TVs are pretty good, like price now. You can get a big TV for next to nothing now. A couple of years ago, though, it'd be like $1,000+ for a half decent sized one. But
yeah, mine's getting old. Mine's probably about 8 years old. It's still running good, but
it's still going too.
it's still going. But I think I paid about $500 for it. Now you can get those for like $189 at Walmart or something.
Yeah.
This one's almost 10 years old.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, because I had a couple other HD TVs that went out within like 3 years.
Yep.
But this one's been good so far. It's just it's an off-brand, but it's actually made by one of the Japanese. It's a Japanese TV, so I mean, I think I always like Japanese electronics. I just think they're
What's
always
up,
better.
Lemon?
Hey, what's up, Lemon?
Lemon.
My little sister.
Yeah, she's cool. I like her.
Yeah.
I like
She was
Pixie.
cool. Yeah, she's cool.
So
She likes changing her names. Makes me wonder if she got multiple personalities.
no,
She's just having issues with morons.
she gets a lot of troll.
Yeah.
That's why.
Lonely gentleman of the YouTube night.
Right.
Tee-hee.
The lonely men of YouTube kind of come in there. They see it's a female or whatever, and,
Yeah.
The lonely men.
or the young kids who are just, starting puberty, so they're pushing their limits.
Yeah.
Oh my God, she's got boobies. She's got boobies. Let's talk to her.
Oh shit.
Back in our day, puberty, we had like the Showtime After Dark movies and
Cinemax.
Skin.
you got the double dragons dangling there.
I only have 3 channels. Don't worry, I get too many trolls as Pixel Check. So I axed her.
Jacob,
You axed her.
Jacob Waters.
Jacob Waters.
Hey, what's up, Jacob? Yeah,
He
we
was
going
on the
back.
stream last night. Jacob was.
Going back in time, Jacob.
I'd love to have the old food prices back in the day. Ugh.
Oh man.
Yeah.
If I could go back to the 80s and live there and all the way up to now, I'd be happy.
Here you go.
Mhm.
I'd be doing good if I had get my paycheck now, but living in the 80s, man.
Me too. If I can make the money now and live in the 80s, I would go back easily.
Yeah.
I got
The
this little magnet.
arcades in the 80s were so exciting and worrying too, because you got all the sketchy dudes, But it was a cool spot. I love the arcades and the bowling alleys and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So,
Man, the arcades back then, like I said, man, people were in there smoking.
Yep.
You'd have adults, you'd have kids, you'd have teenagers. It was like a big mix. But like after dark, though, the arcade, once they close at like 10 o'clock or whatever, it could get a little shifty around there. But
Right. So listen to this. I got this thing from 1975. It tells you the price of the things the year I was born.
Yeah.
A loaf of bread, 36 cents.
Oh.
Gallon of gas, 44 cents.
Oh, that's the kicker.
that sounds good.
A gallon of milk, $1.57.
Damn.
Damn.
The average income was $14,816 a year.
Uh-uh.
A new car was $4,225.
Wow.
A new house was $39,300.
That's a kicker, too.
Wow.
Man, you can't get
Wow.
nothing for that price.
No.
now.
No.
Maybe a
No.
lot if you're lucky. A lot of land with nothing on it.
Let me just
Yeah,
make a
no
hint.
septic, no
You can't
soil
even get a half a
test, nothing.
You can't even get a half a basket of groceries without paying over $100.
Oh yeah.
Because I got a half a basket of groceries not too long ago, and I paid $159
Yeah,
just for a half a basket of groceries.
if you get 2
Oh,
bags,
I know.
it's freaking $93.
Wow.
Yeah, some spots, a carton of eggs are almost like $8.
I
Some are
know.
$8. It's
$5 here.
Yeah.
Eggs
$5
are, I
here.
don't even know what's
Well,
the big
depending on where you go here,
And
but
an 18-pack of eggs is about $19 and something.
I don't get that, man. What
A
happened with
bucket
the
egg?
Yeah, an 18-pack over Walmart's, which I work, is $19 and something.
Wow.
yeah.
An 18-pack.
eggs were always cheap. That was like a stable where you could get.
This is ridiculous. I am not kidding you. I will take a picture and show you the price of it.
I'll start
It's
breeding.
ridiculous.
I'll start breeding chickens and hens.
Right?
Breed those chickens.
But yeah, used to you could buy an 18-pack for a little over $10. Now it's about almost $20 to freaking.
Wow.
Dozen eggs for $1.99.
I know. That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Yeah, same here.
Not anymore. It's $5 a dozen for the cheapest.
I'll put a stop to kids egging on Halloween and shit, wouldn't it?
My
It's like,
God.
damn, they can go to GameStop and get some video games instead of buying a carton of eggs.
Right.
Eggs, buddy. Toilet paper too.
Let's see, 3 games or an 18-pack of eggs.
Take the fucking game.
Oh, and even what's crazy, you remember when toilet paper before the pandemic used to be $5 and something?
Yeah.
Now they've raised it to $12 to $13 for the
Oh,
cheapest.
Jesus.
Man, they took away Halloween night, man. You can't go
Yeah.
TPing or egging no more. That's un-American to me.
Yeah.
That's
It's
what's
Proud to
American.
be American.
But I mean, you're paying $5 a dozen for eggs. If you get like, 18-pack, you're paying up to almost $19 and something.
Wow.
That's crazy.
That 18 to 24-pack, whatever, it's the biggest one you can get is like $19.
Wow.
That's crack
I
price.
I feel bad for the
Yeah.
kids, these days, Halloween's kind of it's not as good as, when we were kids. You can go out all
Not
night.
as good as the 90s.
Oh, yeah.
I came from the late 80s, born to the 90s, so it's not like the 90s for me. 2000s started getting boring, and then
Oh man,
Yeah.
Halloween was great when I was a kid. Everybody
yeah,
was
me
out.
too.
Me too.
Everybody gave candy.
Yeah.
I don't. It's dead now. I don't even think anybody goes trick or treating in my.
Now they
area.
do
I don't see as many
trunk or
people they
treat,
used to.
like
It
churches
wasn't like
and
when I was
stuff.
started in the 90s.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That is crazy.
I don't think anybody even trick or treats anymore. Matter of fact, you probably get robbed of your candy and shit if you did.
Hell
You get
yeah.
robbed these days.
Give me your daddy now.
Give me a
I
toy.
remember, we'd spend all night. We come back home and we have 2 big, huge garbage bags full of it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You remember they used to be as paper bags you used to have.
Yeah, or a pillowcase, whatever.
Not these plastic pumpkins you see
Okay.
today,
Women.
but they used to do these paper bags, and I used to use that for candy.
Yeah.
Man,
Starting in the 90s, that's how they did it.
we'd have candy
Yeah.
for weeks after Halloween.
And I'm sure the 80s did it that way too. But I mean, the 90s, when I started, that was when I remember trick or treating first time. We had paper bags.
Yeah.
By the time my kids got old enough to go trick or treating, it was already dying at that point.
Yeah, it was. It
now
really was.
Dead. I mean, it's not. It's not. I don't
It's
even
not
know
what it
why
used to be, because the
Mhm.
90s was great, believe it or not. That was the last era of greatness.
Yeah.
90s was the last of the greatness.
Yep, I can
Yep.
agree with that.
I'd agree with that, man.
When the century ended, everything died.
Mm-hmm.
The 1900s is the greatest century of all time. I've often said if I can go back and live in the 50s all the way till I die, I'd do it
Yep.
and make the
Right.
money I make now and get the cheap prices.
Yeah.
Right.
Who wouldn't do that, guys? Be honest.
All right.
Right.
I'm on it. Let's go.
Hell yes, go back
We
to the
need to
50s.
have a DeLorean.
I'm starting on all my
You
change.
go past 2020. Fuck that.
Exactly.
Make it a
I mean, if I
DeLorean.
can go back to
Make
the
it
50s
happen.
and make the
Come
money
on.
now, I would
We'll
love
go
it.
back in time and get the gas at whatever it was.
And the
36
gas prices
cents.
cheap as
Yeah.
it was.
Well, problem with that is these new freaking cars wouldn't run on that leaded gasoline.
Yeah.
I know.
You go get a big old Ford LTD or something. Drive that. There you go.
Yep.
Shoot, I like those big old cars. These cars these days, I'm just not into. I like
Yeah.
the old Chevys and Fords and Cadillacs and all that stuff.
Right.
They all kind of look the same now. They got that sporty look. I don't know. But, in the 80s and 90s, vehicles look different. I don't know.
Yeah,
Just,
they did. A Ford didn't look like a Chevy.
Right.
I know we weren't born in the 50s, but I could say if I can go back to the 50s, make the money now, and live out the rest of my life, I'm going.
There you go.
Yeah.
There you go.
And you would never suffer again.
Yeah, right.
That'd be awesome, man.
Because 2020 up sucks. I hate it. I hate every bit of this.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, it's like I miss the 80s and the 90s.
Oh,
Those
yeah.
were the best times for me. I mean, you know,
Growing
Me
up
I
in
too.
the
could go back
80s,
before 2020 though, and really, I would have never got as much credit cards as I do now. If I knew 2020 is going to be this bad, I would have never did it. Credit
Mhm.
cards,
I've
I
never
would
had
have
a
said
credit
no
card.
to it.
never had a credit card. I've had a few, but I've paid them all off. I don't have any now.
Don't get any, guys. Stay away
Yeah.
from credit cards.
Yeah.
They
Almost
charge you
50,
interest. They'll say
never
they
had
don't,
one.
but they charge
Don't
you
want one.
interest. Trust me.
They
They
fuck
will
you,
fuck
they
you
fuck
over.
you, they fuck you, they fuck you.
Yes, yes, and yes. I regret those
Fuck you in the
things.
drive-through, and they fuck you with the credit
So
card.
none of you got credit
When
cards.
shop
Stay
though,
away
they'll
from it.
like
Trust me, it sucks.
when you go and shop and they'll chase you down an aisle. They'll like
Oh yeah, yeah. They can get your
get you in the corner.
your
Uh,
scorecard or whatever.
Your cards.
Mhm.
It's like I don't want this
Yeah,
shit.
don't get it. Like I said, credit cards. If I could do this all over, I would have never got a credit card.
Yeah,
I would have
Yeah.
stayed far away from credit cards.
Yeah, if you can't pay it, don't buy it, or you know.
Yeah.
Right.
kind
And they
Yep.
charge interest too. You're not just paying back the money; they're charging you interest.
Oh yeah, man. You
Oh,
pay.
yeah.
Let's say their minimum's like $40 a month for a
They're
payment.
taking half of that away.
Yeah, I mean,
More
like
than that,
They're gonna take half of that.
$15
You know,
was
let's say you
interest,
pay like
$2
$60,
goes off the
you're
payment.
paying 30.
yeah. I mean,
Mhm.
legitimately, you pay a $40 minimum payment, maybe $10 to $12 is going towards your balance. The rest is all interest. So,
Right.
you know,
It's
that's
fucking
like
terrible.
you might as well borrow money from the mom at that point, right? I mean,
Better
Good
call
old
your
loan
mama.
sharks.
You know what's even worse? Our politicians today said that the unemployment's lower than ever. I said, yeah, because people's got to work 2 or 3 jobs to afford the groceries and the cost of living.
that's good.
Yeah.
So ridiculous.
It is ridiculous. Very ridiculous.
I don't care if you're Democrat. I don't care if you're Republican. They both suck.
Right?
That's the reason why I don't vote. Fuck
Yeah.
that.
They both
I
suck.
don't even vote or mess with that stuff.
I don't even vote. Fuck that shit.
We went
That's
from
how-
one moron old guy to another moron old guy.
I know.
That's all we ever have.
Well, yeah, they're all crooked in their own way, and it'd be even more scary if you know the behind the scenes stuff. We never know.
Oh,
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, politics, man. It doesn't matter what country or whatever. That shit's all the same, I think, man.
Yeah.
They're all fighting each other and they having a beer with each other afterwards, saying, "Look at all these stupid guys falling for us."
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, let's raise taxes again. They fucking won't mind. Fuck it.
I know, right? It's just so crazy. I mean, food is high, gas is high, and also even the electric bills are going high.
Oh, I
You
know.
notice that one?
I know everything's up. That's
It's so
ridiculous.
ridiculous.
Yeah,
And
they
you don't
gotta
even if you don't use electricity at all, it's going to go up somehow.
Yeah.
Yeah, the natural gas providers in our area just did a major, it's like double. The bills are like double now.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's ridiculous.
And I'm
Almost
going to tell you something
up.
else, guys. Watch out for this. They do not look at the gas meter at all. They do not look at the electric. They look through their binoculars, they guess, and that's how they do their thing.
Vote for me, guys. Everything's going to be $1.
Yeah.
All right, everybody, vote for the 80s
Hey, man,
Stop.
hopefully we don't have a
Stop,
hanging
guy.
chad
the
situation.
next president in the United States. Yeah.
He can run Canada and United States.
That's right.
Because both
Right.
sides suck. Canada's got just as stupid of a leadership over there as they do here.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's for sure.
Justin Trudeau. Oh my God.
Yeah,
He's
True.
a
yeah,
joke.
yeah.
He only got in. The only reason he ever got to be prime minister is because his father was for the 70s. That's what got him in.
Yep.
No
kinda
one
growing
ever
into
would
it.
have looked at him the other way.
Either way you lose.
I agree, Gonzo. I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah.
You're right.
Yep.
I think Joe Pesci said it best in Lethal Weapon. He's like, they fuck you at the fucking bank. They fuck you at the store. They fuck you on this. They
Yep.
fuck you on that.
I love Lethal Weapon. That shit was hilarious.
And isn't that an 80s movie? Isn't it?
Yes.
Late
Yeah,
80s,
that's right.
88, 89, something like that.
Yeah.
Danny Glover and Mel Gibson. That's good stuff.
I hear they're supposed to be making another one, actually.
Yeah, I heard that
They
too.
made
But
that TV show of it, which was
Oh,
oh god.
You know, at the lethal
Yeah.
weapon.
yeah.
that was weak. That TV show was weak.
You know,
They're
I
doing
like
a
the first
Beverly
one,
Hills
the
Cop
blonde-headed
with,
guy was always a good villain, huh? Can't remember his name. He went by Mr. Joshua on the first one, huh?
You're talking about what the fuck is that dude's name?
I can picture him, but I can't think of the name.
He also played off of Under Siege with Steven Seagal too, huh?
Yeah.
He was a great villain.
You know, Tango and Cash, they dropped a freaking hand grenade in his crotch. I mean, the hell is that guy's name? That's gonna bother me.
Oh shit! I know I can picture him in my head. I just can't think of his name.
Yeah.
I even liked Under Siege 2 when it was on the train.
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of those Steven Seagal movies are good.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know, say what you will about
His
Steven
name is
Seagal.
Gary Busey. Gary Busey.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I looked it up real quick. It's Gary Busey.
Good
He
job.
was always a good villain.
I just couldn't think of his name.
Wasn't
Sorry
he
about
also
that.
in? Wasn't he also in Ginger Dead Man?
I'm
It's
not
a
sure.
weird,
About
it's a cheesy horror movie, but you gotta see it.
I've seen it. Yeah.
Or what was that? The Killer Tomatoes, and
I like Killer.
yeah, the tomatoes rolling down the fucking road, and I'm
I
like, what the fuck?
They made a Nintendo game of it, but I've never
Yes, they
played it.
did.
I've never played it though.
That's a rare one, isn't it?
Probably.
I might have it on that thing. Who knows? Let me look.
Yeah, he might have it on that little hand.
I'm the gingerbread man. I can run so fast you will never catch me.
Yeah, the Ginger Dead Man. I seen that movie.
Gingerbread man, yeah.
Oh yeah, back in the 80s had cheesy horror movies too. It was like shit.
Those were the best.
Oh, like Shopping Mall, Microwave
Texas
Massacre. I mean, come on.
Those are great. Those are great.
There was this horror movie called Dr. Giggles, and it scared the absolute crap out of me. I was like 8 years old, and this crazy guy's he's I don't know, like a dentist or something, but he's taking organs and stuff like that.
I saw that.
I never
Yep, you got that one, you know. And also you had the Pet Cemetery, which was good too, huh?
Yeah, yeah.
You know, where that little kid Gage, you know, was killing the baby, huh?
Yeah, all them Stephen King ones. A lot of those came out in the 80s.
Stephen King is a legend, man.
Yeah, those
Cujo,
are great.
all that good shit. You know, I love Stephen King.
Hell, I could show you the picture of the
Here's
Pet
something.
Cemetery house on my phone.
Yeah, go ahead and say that.
But I loved those movies. You know, those were great. The one horror movie that was annoying, I watched Texas Chainsaw Massacre. The woman would not shut the fuck up screaming. She's like, ah! Ah! The whole fucking movie. I'm like, shut the fuck up.
Please kill her.
Please
Yeah,
kill
get
this
the
bitch.
chainsaw
I
out.
don't want to hear her shit anymore.
John Carpenter's The Thing.
It's right on there.
Is it on there? Cool.
Yeah.
Oh,
Nice.
yeah, you got your thing that you showed that.
Yeah, the handheld. It's got Attack of the Killer Tomatoes for NES on it.
Oh,
There it is.
cool.
Yeah, all right.
Yes.
That's awesome. I've never played. I'm gonna have to play it. I probably have it on an emulator on the computer.
Right.
So I can play it. I just never got around to playing it. But
I never played it either.
I do have a reproduction cartridge of Halloween for Atari 2600. The Halloween. That game's kind of fun. Mess around with it. And then they made a Texas Chainsaw game too on Atari.
I don't mind reproduction carts.
Me neither.
Yeah.
If you can get them and they're good priced, I mean, you know.
Yeah, that's what I mean. If you can get a reproduction cartridge for to me, like $20 or under, and it's a game you want to play or whatever, get it.
Yep.
I mean,
Well worth it.
yeah,
Okay,
I mean,
anybody has got any shout outs? I'm going to be ending the show. You got any shout outs, 80s style hair guy?
Yes, 80s style guy. Let's see. Different styles. Shout out to him.
Yep.
And easy digging. It's so bad at these shout outs. You guys are and Poot Ninja. Lady Ninja. I I can never think. And Fat Ninja, of course. You know,
Yes.
I think anybody
That
who has
Ninja's a legend, man.
Yes, the
anybody
legend.
who has subscribed to him, subscribe. The chat
that we're in, like I said, is honored to Fat Ninja.
Mm-hmm.
The new brand of podcast, it's all Fat Ninja, all
Yep.
for him.
Yep. Okay, Pook Ninja, you want to shout out anything?
Shout out to everybody here on the panel. Check out Twisted Lemon Diaries channel. Check out Jacob Waters. Different styles, our man, different styles, and there's so many more. I just can't think of all of them. But
Gonzo, Dan, fucking
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody.
shout out
Jacob,
to
everybody in the family. Hello, shout out, we love you.
keep an eye out sometime soon. Me and Boston Spencer and whoever else wants to join us going to do a wrestling show pretty soon on my channel, and
Nice.
that's about it.
This is like sorry. This is like the beginning of the Brady Bunch here with all the squares. You know?
Yes, we are the squares.
The
Yeah.
Brady
That would make you Alice. Oh.
Brady Bunch.
But
You're
on
little.
my channel, I'm going to be doing a 90s show sometime soon. We're going to be talking about 90s. 2000s, I don't give a shit about. Okay.
90s when I started, so I'm cool with that.
Yeah.
Okay. 2000. And then
I was
also,
born late
I'm
80s,
going to
so
be
90s
doing
good for me.
Sunday retro game time, but I'm going to do it a little bit different this time around. I'm going to have it streamed by my TV. Anybody that wants to come on the chat or the panel, let me know. I will send a link to that. I'm going to start that with something new, because I have a lot of my minis, and then maybe we can get Mr. Poop Ninja to play 2-player with me if I can talk him into it. If not, I'll be going solo. But that's always going to be
He's breaking my
Sunday
feet.
retro time. And I'll be doing the late night gaming streaming. I might still do the Ghostwire Tokyo because it seems like a couple of you guys were really interested in that game. That game is totally awesome. If you haven't checked it out, check it out. Thank you for everybody that's in the panel. Thank you, everybody that is in the chat. And don't forget to join the madness. Later, folks.
Thanks,
Tomatoes
Gonzo.
are killing me.